Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Sports Rewind digital podcast. This is your weekly sporting news channel. Don't know how good our news is, but we're here again with BJ and Davo. Fellas, welcome.
Hey, mate.
Another big week in sport, fellas. We've got a guest waiting in the green room with Davo supplied some, was it the Foster's Light, Davo, or what was it?
Foster's Light Ice, mate.
Foster's Light Ice, you beauty. No, they'll be enjoying that. Back from the 90s or whenever that was. But, yeah. How was the week in sport for you guys?
That's good.
Yeah, pretty wet.
Bit wet. Not much baseball.
No, not too much at all. I don't think. We didn't play on Saturday, did we, Dave? We had the rain out. That's right. Well, there was day drinking involved. Oof. Yes, but we got a game on Sunday, so that was all good. The kids were excited. Little League got their first game of the season in.
Awesome.
Happy days. Yeah, then first and second grade got on as well for Toronto, so it's good.
It's good to see a few more juniors at training on Wednesday night too, Randall. That was good to see.
Yeah, mate, it was. A lot of them are pretty newbies, so appreciate the help that you supplied. Your knowledge is something that not a lot of people have these days around the club. So it's great for those kids to get some of that.
Good fun, mate. Belting around with the kids, having a bit of a throw and a hit, and filled some ground balls. What about you, Davo? There was no baseball for you, mate. Anything for the kids?
You're the same height as a junior, so you would have fit right in, mate.
There's a couple that are taller than me, mate.
Not very hard. No, just Ashley had a soccer game on Saturday where the girls, they had a win, first win for the season, so they were pretty happy with that. And then that was about it. Just some jobs around the house, bit of day drinking like you, Randall, but on the rum instead of the pina coladas that you were drinking. And
daiquiris, mate, daiquiris.
Same shit. And then just, watching more sport, taking it easy.
Yeah, nice.
What about yourself, mate?
Not much for me, mate. I had work over the weekend, had a throw last Wednesday, couldn't move till Saturday. Come Saturday, had a throw again. Was it last night, Wednesday? And felt all right.
Muscle.
Yeah, a little bit of an arse strain, so should be interesting. Went to put the shoes on this morning, and did notice that it was still there. It looks like I've been beaten a little bit silly. Looks like I've copped a fastball to the arse cheek. It's a bit bruised up too, so there is definitely some damage there. But the show goes on Saturday, mate. First game, so pretty excited to have a bit of a game and get back there with the boys and have a bit of a laugh and a giggle. And good to see the team we're playing up against, Belmont. Some of the fellas that I used to play against 20 years ago. So that's what makes it even more fun. So be plenty of sledging there, I'm sure. And
that's just the home team.
That's it.
Yeah. That's just us sledging each other.
Yeah. All right, we've got a guest on after the tidbits. We're going to hit the tidbits up first. I just roughly put them together because I completely forgot this week, so I hope I've got them right. I don't even know who's first. I think that's you, Davo.
Yeah, it's me. A travesty. The MLB games are now 30 minutes quicker than last year, meaning on average between $280,000 and $1.1 million will be lost in beer sales.
Drink quicker.
Tragedy.
Just drink quicker.
You're going to have to drink quicker. Because I know some clubs are thinking about it, because normally they cut the drinks off at the 7th inning, but I know some clubs are looking at going to the 8th inning just to keep the beer sales up. So, that's not a good stat.
I think there was some tidbits a few weeks ago of one club that did extend it. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Chicago. But, can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a pitcher that came out and wasn't in agreement with it. They thought that it should still stay at 7 innings.
Yeah, there was one player.
What a loser.
Someone from the pen. He was obviously getting lots of use in the pen. Anyway, number 2 for Davo is an absolute gem. I've seen this one on Instagram as well. It's classic.
Yeah, it's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods in his prime from 1997 to 2013 was a combined 126 under par in major championships. Second place was 125 over par. So, like, that's just unbelievable. The next closest to him was, 250 shots away. So it just shows how good the guy was at his peak.
Freak.
And consistently good too.
Yeah.
And there's still some good golfers around then too. So it's not like the field was very diluted. You still had Mickelson, you had Ernie Els, you had Sergio Garcia, you had all those guys still playing in their prime. So, yeah, just an awesome stat.
It is 100%. It was always good to watch, and still is. He still gets the crowds. When he played in the last major there, I think it was Augusta, and people lined up everywhere to see him. So, just one of those freaks of nature, and freak of anything that he plays with.
And now watch his son do the same.
That's it. Yep. That's it. Only a few years away. All right, the MLB is experimenting with a double hook DH rule in the Atlantic League, where a team loses its DH if a starter pitcher fails to complete at least 5 innings. Thoughts?
Well, the Rays are screwed.
Yeah, I think with the change with the Ohtani rule, where you can have your starter throw and then come out of the game and continue to DH if they're designated as the DH. That probably makes sense, doesn't it? If he has a shit outing and he rolls out 2 rubbish innings, which he doesn't do anyway.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You want him to have a quality start, don't you?
Yeah.
Stay in the game. If not, I don't know. I guess, why not try something?
Yeah. I don't mind it. As you say, it makes, because you think if you have someone like Ohtani, if he has a shit day on the mound, he could stay in the game as DH and still hit 3 bombs and win them the game.
Yeah.
Where this makes him go further. And especially like for clubs that do have pitchers that will hit. Some clubs it's not going to affect. But yeah, I don't mind it. Just see what it does.
Makes it
realistically, it makes these superstar players stay in the game longer.
Yeah,
doesn't it? It makes them have to do both disciplines.
Yeah, agreed.
Like they can't just roll and go, I can just throw 1 inning and whatever. They have to really have a good crack.
Makes for a shitty podcast for our listeners, but I actually agree with both of you there on that. But yeah, I think it's 100% needed. What about this one? Max Scherzer, the 3rd pitcher to get ejected for foreign substance since checks were put in place. All 3 have been chucked by the one umpire.
Yeah, Phil Cuzzy.
Yeah. Now, let's go through this a little bit. So, the gets told to go and wash his hands with the alcohol and stuff like that. Had to change his glove. I don't know if you blokes seen. I think it was who's the guy on Instagram that sets up the pitches and throws. I can't remember him. We send memes to him every day, but he done like a grip test with like just sweat and the baseball, sweat and the rosin. And then he used the alcohol and the rosin and the sweat, and he could barely let go of the ball. So that alcohol wipe that he used obviously helps with making it sticky as well. So, yeah, bit of a fast.
Even sweat and rosin, you saw the result of that, how tacky the ball can be. You're not cheating. You're using sweat and rosin that's there. So, grey area, but I think it's one umpire who's got a grudge.
Yeah, I think he's starting to go towards the old Angel Hernandez area, isn't he? Like the way he's going well, you saw what happened in the Yankees game with Gaman, whatever his name is. How bad's that? Can't think of his name. Mental blank. He was
He
sent
got
off
away with it.
multiple. He was sent off multiple times to wash his hands, and in the end, he come back and they're still at him again, like in between innings. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Come back out. Checked his hands again. He go, no, still no good. Go wash your hands again. Come back out. Still no good. Whatever.
The thing that pissed me off about this one the most was he did it all in front of the MLB official.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I think is the hardest to grasp.
To swallow.
You've done everything that they've asked you to in front of the official MLB person there and still got ejected. And got 10 games, didn't he?
Yep.
10 game suspension and a 10 grand fine.
Yeah.
And he's not even appealing it because he just thinks, well,
He can't.
What's the point? Because he did everything in front of the officials.
Yeah.
So what new evidence can he bring in, or how can he further his case to overturn it?
Yeah.
So he's serving it, which is 2 starts really.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. Which will hurt the Mets.
Yeah.
Absolutely will. All right, move on to you, Randall.
I don't remember what I had. Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to do this guy second, but anyway.
Doesn't matter. We'll go first. This is awesome. So after 1,155 games and 4,494 plate appearances in the minor leagues, 33-year-old Drew Maggie can't wait for his first MLB at bat. And he said, this was earlier in the week, he had said, I've been waiting 13 years to see that first pitch. I'll be ready. Today he got that at bat. He was got called up, pinch hit for Kutch, and I think the 8th inning today. I think they were up about 8-1 over the Dodgers. Pirates killing it again. I tell you what, he was ready for that first pitch because he absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
Just he got out a little bit early and pulled it foul. But
foul.
Got a standing O before he, as he walked up to the plate, which was awesome to see.
Unreal. It was, and I was really impressed. The umpire went out, dusted the plate, called time, stopped the big brother pitch clock, so that he could have that opportunity to get that standing ovation, which is really classy. I really like that.
Catcher went out to the pitcher as well. So
so they all use the clock however they could to let a bloke get that for their first at bat.
Yeah,
unreal. Mind you, though, after that big swing, he did take too long to get back in the box, and he did get called for strike 2 on a pitch clock violation. But he ended up striking out. But yeah, he finally got that. It was unreal.
Got a chance.
It was such a good story, a feel good story.
Yeah, no, for sure.
A bloke that's worked his ass off for 13 years in the minors and paid his dues, all that sort of stuff, never gave up, and bam, here he is.
That's commitment.
Yep, for all those kids listening to the show, you shouldn't be, but anyway, keep working hard. You never know where you're going to go.
Never give up. Another little fun fact, we had Deion Sanders. He is one of only 2 players in NFL history to score a touchdown 6 different ways. So he's had an interception return. He scored off a punt return. He scored off a kickoff return. He still scored off receiving, from rushing, and also a fumble recovery. Not too bad, is it, for being one of only 2 people to ever do it?
He's a freak.
Oh,
Good on me on Deion.
He is, isn't he? He was unreal.
He's doing good things now of college football too.
Okay.
He's coaching. And I saw a little video where showed the crowds before Deion was there, and very sparse and not a lot of people there. Since Deion's been there, and it was pretty much a sellout. So I've heard he's doing good things in the coaching realm now, but as a player, pretty good himself.
Okay, I didn't know what he was doing, so that's cool. I'll have to have a look and look that one up, see where he's at. And
he was such. I guess it's a dead art now of playing two sports professionally, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Him and Bo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though. I feel like he was the only player to hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same week, or something like that. I'm sure there's some random.
He played a game of baseball and Grudon in the same day.
Oh, it might have actually been hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same day.
Yeah,
might have been. Yeah, I can't quite remember, but I have seen that one floating around too. If I find it, that'll be my next tidbit.
Beautiful. Well, that rounds out our tidbits. Thanks, fellas. No sponsor for this week, although there was a sponsor up there. That was because I
forgot.
Did it at the 9th hour, literally.
Better than the 11th hour.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad we last week we were probably still on at the 11th hour. Anyway, we've got a guest on today, fellas. I'm gonna add him to the stream. He looks pretty toasted. Those couple of light ices, Davo. Did you lace him with something? He's knocked a bit of rust off the lids, maybe, and
he's just a lightweight, mate.
Oh, here he is, the ninja,
the ginger ninja.
Hey,
welcome, buddy.
Hey, boys. It's going.
So Ninja,
I'll tell you what. I've heard some of these podcasts, and it's always been Hawkesbury pale ales and whatnot, and you stitch me up with a light ice.
Yeah,
Davo, come on, mate.
Well, it's better than I guess what Randall would have given. He would have just got some of the water from Stony Creek there at the back of Waterboard. And here's one of those dirty waters I've been drinking.
He likes them, mate.
Swamp donkeys.
Mate, the 75th year of the Toronto Tigers. I guess as the president of Toronto Tigers Baseball Club, what does it mean for you to be at the helm for the 75th year?
It's pretty special, mate. Club wise, we've got a pretty special group of people from 6th grade all the way up to 1st grade, and then we've got our juniors, and it's pretty exciting actually to be part of a club that's been around for 3/4 of a century.
Yep.
Words don't describe what sort of an opportunity it is you don't see clubs lasting that long too often. Yep. But it's pretty special, mate.
It's a fair effort. As you say, 75 years. You're right. How many other clubs, whether it be Newcastle, Central Coast, Sydney, can say they're in their 75th year?
Yep. And the clubs had
quickly, Dave, what kind
doesn't happen every day? Every year.
What was that, Randall?
I just said, Dave, what kind of bats did you guys use back then?
Mate, still the same old wooden bat.
We've got one of those. Dave, you need to see the axe, mate. We need to find that thing from the old shipping container, the old Eastern axe. This thing, it was about a 35-inch or something, and it was like a telegraph pole.
I think it laid about 39.
When we were allowed to swing pin, we used to have a day where everyone had to use the axe. Mate, there was some pitiful hitting on that day, that's for sure.
Bring it out, I'll give it a go.
Poor old Joey Hewish had to swing it, and the thing was bigger than his whole body.
Oh, mate, talking to some old timers about Toronto baseball, and I guess Toronto's going through a pretty successful, era of playing time where 1st grade sort of going pretty well, and even 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, have been pretty good. Talking to some of the old guys that, went 2, 3, 4 seasons without winning a game, and their culture was always about, being together and having a beer after the game. And I don't think any of that's changed, mate. We've got a really good culture in the club where everyone is really supportive. You guys go back to our sponsor, the Toronto RSL, after games, and he's getting a fair turn up. I guess what are some of the things that even you, Randall, because you're the vice president, that you guys are doing to help promote, I guess, the community amongst the team or the teams?
Well, you touched on it pretty good there, Hutto. I've only been involved with the club for just on 13 years. 2010 I started. So back in I didn't see the old days when we were struggling for our first grade sides and whatnot. I've come into a pretty good time of the club where we've got pretty got results in first grade. But one thing that's never changed is that culture where they're brothers. Everyone's everyone's got everyone's back. Everyone sticks around and has a good chat after the game, and has a beer or a soft drink or whatever, and then is happy to go back and support the club or who the sponsor. And that's one thing that we're now putting on top of our success is the culture is still going to stay the same as it's always been, where we'll call it a brotherly club. But there's plenty of sisters out there too. We've got good girls in the club as well. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting actually.
Good to see plenty of people putting their hands up for different roles as well. I know in the past the club has struggled to fill different positions in the executive. I know when I was a kid, the old boy was running around doing all sorts of things with the club, from the secretary to canteen and stuff like that, and running the grounds out. And it's great to see so many people sticking their hand up in the club to do different roles. And there's plenty of new faces. So I've been out of it for 10 years and sort of just poked my head back in, a couple of times a year. And so many new faces I've seen at the training sessions and things like that are very welcoming. And, having a hit with different 5th and 6th graders during the week and learning a little bit about them. Some of them play coming from cricket and, some have played juniors with the club. It's great to see. Now, the Toronto Tigers, mate, it is the 75th year. What's our chances of getting the club championship?
Well, as you just touched on it, mate, I think we're pretty good. Ones and twos are pretty strong as usual, and threes and fours are not too bad, and then our fives and sixes are right up there as well. Yeah, I think we're a pretty good chance this year, mate. It's something we're definitely striving for. So it's definitely a big goal. That's a one tick I'd like to put on my list is get a club championship.
Yeah, I think last year we only just missed it too, by a couple of points. So it's definitely achievable this year. I think we had a pretty poor season last year in 4th grade. We didn't have a 5th grade and we only had a 6th grade. This year we have all 6 grades again. We've got a strong 3rd grade, a strong 4th grade now this year too, with some of these additions. Like
in there, though.
There are some dodgy characters in the some of the other boxes on this screen, but having a couple of guys like yourselves come back in really helps the club. I think, we should give it a good run. It probably, if we don't get club championship, it's probably an underachievement. I think personally.
Yeah. Is the club championship trophy? Are we able to drink out of it?
We can try.
Yeah. Trophies don't have a good run at our club, so hopefully not.
All right. Maybe it's a plaque and we can just carve a funnel out of it or something.
Do a plaquey. Just do a shieldy. Really sweet.
Yeah.
Or do what Scotty Cam did with his logie, sort of cut out the bottom and make it a beer opener or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure, some way where you can drink off it.
At our club, I'm sure we can find a way.
Mate, on the weekend, I didn't get over there to 1st grade, but I heard it was championship game number 7 over there at Boomerangs. there was a little bit of excitement after the Boomerangs win, 6-4.
Yep.
You want to talk about that game and what happened there? I've only sort of got a little bit of a rundown from Randall what happened, but yeah, the boys didn't hit. What's going on?
Yeah, boys didn't hit. Apparently, game 3 of the season straight through the grand final. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Yeah, boys didn't hit. They were rusty, definitely rusty. Talking to a couple of guys that were on the hill, PC and whatnot, said it was a great game to watch.
Yep.
It was pretty frustrating watch from the dugout, but yeah, boys didn't hit. Tommy threw well. And he wasn't 100%. The Bulldog threw well. He threw really well, actually.
I think we spoke about it after the game. I don't think he spotted a curveball all day.
No.
He just stood there and just went fastball, 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 fastball. And, you know, they still didn't really score runs off him. We had it was walks pretty much that probably killed us, wasn't it?
Yeah, he can't walk.
Yeah, probably the only curveball he spotted was when he fell over. That's what sort of state he was in. But the good thing is, if that's the worst we play, we're going to be all right. Still, the boys towards the end, like they usually do, the bats go quiet for a bit, but they'll always turn it on. And they did turn it on at the end and made a good game out of it. I could see what the boys were saying on the hill, that it would have been a good game to watch from up there.
Yeah,
nice and tight. But yeah, the Boomers got the spoils on the day, and I'm sure we'll come back. Our boys will come back better in 2 weeks. I'd say I'd hate to be the team if we played them this week, because they would come back pretty firing and put some on them. But yeah, they got the week off again with the bye this week, so a couple of weeks. I think it's White Sox. So see how we go.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It just shows the sort of club too, you know. Like as soon as the game finished, everyone was disappointed. Everyone had a laugh, and it was forgotten about. And it's just move on. You know, you just go, oh well, we didn't hit. I think we left runners on in every inning except for maybe 1 or 2 innings. I think we had almost loaded bases in most innings too.
20 runners on.
There you go. We left 20. That
hurts.
That's how poor we were, you know. Like I think Moko had 2 or 3 strikeouts, and they were like chasing up and things like that. He just doesn't do that.
Yeah,
rust.
And it was.
Say it's rust.
He did say it's the first time I picked up a bat since grand final last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is what it is. You know, it's round 3. It means nothing. You know, you learn from it. You move on. And the boys all had a good laugh after it, and then we all had beers.
Yeah,
build
momentum from it.
And we're still the last ones there.
And we weren't at home.
Fair enough. Let's talk about our home games and the sponsor, mate. No, Toronto's had a bit of a long-standing Randall's up there dying. We've had a bit of a long-standing troubles getting, you know, the sponsors towards a club, or you know, if it is a workers' club or something, it might only be $500 here and there. I know the RSL has come on board this year, pretty strong for the club. What sort of things are the club, I guess, going to do with the money that they provide, and yeah, what's that going to go to?
Just go to the pub.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah, we'll go put the money back into the pub.
Yeah, I'm sure you've already done
it. We've bolstered their funds a little bit, but yeah, no. Toronto Diggers. This is probably, I think, 2020 was the first year that they come on board with us, and they haven't had a good run with us to start with. We had COVID 20, so it was gone. They still give us money. 21 was 3/4 of the season. They still give us the money plus a bit more. And then last year the same thing. And this year they've upped our sponsorship, which is fantastic. For a club, the Toronto Diggers have been around a long time. I remember, I'll say I was 18 when I started drinking there. It might have been a little bit on the lower side of 18. But they've been around for a long time, and the club now is immaculate. They've got a beautiful bistro, big gaming room, awesome function rooms, which we'll all see this year when we have our trivia nights and whatnot. But, mate, these guys, they've come on board really well, and they not only support us, they support the soccer club as well.
Yeah.
They support the soccer club really well. Now, what we hope with this year, with the sponsorship from these guys, is we want to give all our juniors, all our seniors, the best of what we can. No more of the hand-me-down gloves and the hand-me-down bats, and we want our players and our members to have all the modern day stuff instead of we'll make do with this, And it's already shown. We've brought a lot of new junior equipment. It's a hell of a lot easier when you're a little bit behind you, where you can support our kids and support our members.
All new playing tops as well.
Yeah. New playing tops this year.
Great.
Yeah, they do. I like them. So yeah, it's pretty exciting actually. Next few years, especially with these guys helping us out, it's going to be pretty special.
Yeah,
and that money can go a long way too. I know. From down here with Pirates, it's like any cash injection you can get towards juniors to help them out, to get more kids coming in. If they don't have to provide much, don't have to pay much, just get them in the door, get them playing is great. And then if you spend the money on, if it helps pay for the uniforms, so you're looking smick, you're out there, bystanders go, geez, they look good. They've got all good gear, new uniforms and all that. I might go check them out. So it really does go a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely does.
It does, mate. This week, who the Tigers got this week? I know 3rd and 4th grader at home. 1st grade's got the bye. What about 5th and 6th grade? Where are they at?
They got Phoenix on Sunday.
Oh, they'll be washed out.
I hope not. Poor buggers haven't played for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There's wet weather coming, I think. So
yeah.
I tell you what, we had a pretty ordinary run in 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s last year with weather, but them poor buggers, they got the brunt of it last year. I think they only played, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 games all year, maybe a couple more, but it wasn't many, and they've only played 1 game so far this year. So. But they all turn up to training, or not all, but we got a good turn up to training from these guys. Their heart's still there. So hopefully they can get on the park and show us what they got.
What was the fella's name that caught to me the other night?
Liam,
mate. I'm sorry I couldn't throw any strikes to you, mate. Couple of shintos there to the foot, and
I don't think he's ever seen knuckleballs or curveballs like that before, mate.
No, he done a good job, and those fellas are good value. Turning up to training, putting in.
Wow.
Always the ones asking if they want gear, taken back to the sheds and stuff like that. Yeah. It's good to have those members in the club. That's for sure.
It was good to see, like over the last few weeks with yourself, mate, coming back, and obviously we all know who you are, obviously, and what you've achieved in the game, and
Sports Rewind Digital, mate.
So what you've done for our club, and some of these guys who have absolutely no idea who the fuck you are. You're just some little short fat guy with no hair.
They can't hit and can't see.
Rocking up, saying how bad his arm is, and he can't see a ball to hit it. And they're all there encouraging you and helping you out and want to have a chat to you. And then you throw a ball and they're like, "Who's this fucking guy?"
I don't know about that, mate. No, it's good. It's good to be part of and be back. And those fellas are definitely good value. And it's good to be back on a Wednesday night having a hit, and can't wait to get there on Saturday and get me first game in. I missed him.
It's your lower graders that make your club. Yeah, I know first and second grade always get the glory, but if you don't have the guys down below that strengthen the club, they're the ones who put the time and effort in and are there, as you say, at training. They're at the games. They're the ones who plug up the club really. So it's
Always
nice
has been.
to recognize. Yeah, and it's everywhere. It's nice to recognise those guys. I know they don't get the recognition ones and twos do, but without them every week, you're right. You're not looking at a club championship at all, really. So they're always good value and well worth worthy club members.
Yeah,
100% they are. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So what's some of the fundraisers this year for the Tigers? What's some of our social events, mate? I'm been lacking these.
We've got a couple coming up. We've got our Old Boys Day. I should have wrote down the dates, but we've got our Old Boys Day coming up. We had to organise our season around Randall because apparently he's going to Queensland for a couple of weeks. So we've got our so it's both of yours fault. No, that's right. He's all them two up there top there are life members though, Davo. So we better do something for them.
Dance around the life
we got
members.
Well, we don't always, mate. Sometimes life members want a shirt number and they don't quite get it because someone else has already got it. But anyway.
There you go. I got my number 6.
I got 68 too, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's all right. Are you talking about your brother?
I got the Devils number for cricketers, 87.
87.
13 short.
Yep, 13 short.
Yeah,
terrible.
So Hutto, we've got our Old Boys Day coming up. I think we play Boomers again. So we'll show them who the champions are. And then we've got our trivia night, which is coming up in. Don't quote me on these dates. I think it's in June. Yep. June. And then we are looking at having our. This is actually BJ's idea, so early stages. So we'll have our Prezzo night at the end of the year as part of our 75th anniversary celebration. So that's what we're looking into at the moment. And then hopefully a bit of celebrations in between around September time would be nice.
So putt. We're looking at a.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, BJ. Sorry about that. Yeah, we got
a family putt night too at Super Putt in Newcastle.
Yeah, beauty. That'll be good fun.
Well, it's good to see Vice President's actually doing something for once.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just picking him up, mate. Just supporting him.
Yeah.
However needed.
Yeah. Just cradling those balls, Davo. That's all he's doing, mate.
Bit of alfoil and hum.
He does do it pretty well.
Yeah. No, we've seen plenty of videos in that new chain shed. But no, it's mate, great to be back. Thanks for coming on. Anyway, it's been a pleasure having you, mate, and we look forward to seeing what the Tigers do for the rest of the year. Especially the juniors kicking off this week. They've had their gala days and they kick off their first rounds this week. It would be great to see, some numbers dwindle in through the season and support, I guess, the juniors and work towards something for next year to get more numbers again, whether it's going through cricket clubs and going through schools and things like that. I know I talked to Randall about doing some video footage and stuff so we can send out and showing how much fun kids are having. So hopefully, we can get a few more juniors on board, and they're the ones that, we're going to be playing for the club in 5-10 years time. Well, probably not even 5 years time. So
that's exactly right, mate. And we're trying a couple of different things. Christina and Damien Frost have done a couple of school days at Blackwalls and Bullera, I think it was. So that's definitely something we'll be really pursuing next year to try and get our juniors up, which has been, as you said, dwindle in the last few years. But we need to get ahead and right in the direction because they are the future, mate. Got these guys got pretty good spot at the moment, but these guys aren't going to play forever. So we need them young kids coming through.
Yeah.
For those listening that don't know you, Ninja, how'd you get your nickname?
Because I'm pretty sneaky.
All right. Yeah.
There is a funny story behind it. So, I don't know when it was. 2005. Playing cricket.
Yep.
Playing with BJ's brother-in-law.
Yep.
And come on the bowl, and they couldn't pronounce my name, Van Eynde. It's not
Ninja.
It's not that hard. I have been saying it my whole life. It is not that hard.
Yeah.
Van Eynde. Anyway, they're going, who's the bowler? Josh Van Eynde. No. Who's the bowler? And then Savo goes, it's the Ginger Ninja. And it just stopped. So it's gone from Ginge to Ninja to all sorts of all things. So, yeah, Ninja stuck. So
Love it, mate.
There's been some funny stories come from that too, Ginge.
Yeah, there's been some funny stories.
Especially the Big Fudge, Davo. You met the Big Fudge recently, and he was also playing cricket with us at the time. And it was, hey, someone. I think you were square leg umpiring.
I was umpiring. I said, come and get me a beer.
Someone get ginger beer, and he's like looking through the esky for 5 minutes. Hey, someone get ginger beer, and he's like, we've got no ginger beer. And he's like, no, get ginger beer. And he's blowing up, poor old Big Fudge, and there's no fucking ginger beer in here. All we've got is 4X or new. No, get ginge up beer. Oh.
Yeah. Hope you got your beer, mate. That umpire, tough gig out there. Tough gig.
By the sounds of all the cricketers in the club, we should organise a social cricket day. Could get a bit dangerous.
No, that would. What have I done here?
I know you've disappeared.
Yeah, best view you've had.
They said I've got to head for radio, so
I tell you what, that white circle is less glare than what comes off your head.
I bet it is, mate. I bet it is. Oh, here we go.
Pretty rich, isn't it, Hudson?
I don't know. After the photo the other day where his clippers clapped out, sort of thing. So
that was gold. No, I'm fresh as now, as you can tell. Not really. You can't tell yet, can you?
It just looks the same.
Yeah, no, I had a bit of a scallop going on in the old clippers down halfway through. I just had the sides and the top done and had a good couple inches at the back. So,
that's the do now.
Pretty handy. Yeah, no, it's the way we do it. That's what we're looking for. All right, mate. Thanks again. We're going to boot you so we can get on for the rest of the show, and I look forward to seeing you on the weekend, mate.
Thanks, boys.
No, thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Take it easy.
All right, boys.
See ya. Gone. Just like that. The ginger ninjas. Get him a ginger.
So get ginger beer.
Get ginger beer. That's gold. I hadn't heard that one.
Big Fudge. You're a legend.
All right, fellas. We'll move on. It's good to have him on. Fair bit of sport to get through over the last week. We're a bit later in the week than usual, so heaps has happened. The Live Golf run and one even. Did you guys catch any of that last week?
A little bit.
Good to watch.
How
and
good was the
hole in one? The hole in one from the party hole.
It.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't watch much of it, but every time they went to the party hole, it was like, have a look at this. There was a couple wearing shorts. There's music going. There's beers flowing everywhere. If I'm ever going to go to a golf game, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, that's it. 100%. Just awesome atmosphere, eh?
Yeah.
It's really becoming the World Series cricket in a way of golf. You have your traditional PGA, which is like your cricket. You had your traditional cricket, but it's took someone with a light bulb moment to go, hang on a minute, we can make this better. And it's going to take a while to bring people round, but it is the way of the future for golf. It's a way to reinvent golf. You're still going to have your traditional sort of tournaments and all that, but these 3-day events, music hall, your beer, like that par 3 of all the beer and the music and all that. It's really catering to a new crowd, and that's what golf needed.
Yeah.
Tell me, who doesn't love to have to play golf or go and have beers and play golf? But to sit there and watch it, you have to really, really enjoy golf to be able to sit there and watch and watch and watch.
Yeah.
What they've done is they've completely changed that. You don't have to just sit there and watch and watch and watch and go, oh, yeah, everyone be quiet, this, that. You can go there and you can have a good time and you can party and watch golf.
Yeah. It's
What
for
about
the casual viewer.
Yeah.
That's it. What I did like as well was when they're about to tee off, there's no silence anymore. It's like, whoop, psh, crushes it, and they're all into them. It's fantastic.
It is.
It just makes it better for the average golfer that is trying to, geez, mate up playing golf, on the tee and stuff like
100%.
that. It's just going to make that even better.
Looks a bit like an end-of-season trip from Toronto.
I don't even know who won, but
Gooch Goff, Gotch. He was 18 or 19 under. He tried choking but held on.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he was way out in front, but yeah. Righto. NFL draft day tomorrow, fellas. I think it's on about 10 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
I actually like sitting down watching this, so I don't know if you guys watch much of it in the past, but I'll be sitting down tomorrow and watching a little bit of this. A bit of a good one coming up. I've only had a bit of a look on some of the players and did a bit of research on some of the quarterbacks and things like that. Is there anyone that you guys are excited to see where they go, or is it more just the case of who's going to get who?
I think it's just who's going to get who for me. I might be a little bit of seeing where these couple of these quarterbacks go.
Yeah.
Obviously, vested interest, being a Ravens fan, depending on where some people go, may have a bit of a bearing on Lamar Jackson. So that's my interest, I guess. Yeah.
Because there's no clear-cut number one this year, is there?
No. And that,
there's
from what I've read,
there's probably only a couple, though, like, two, maybe three?
From what I read, there's going to be 5 or 6 quarterbacks going in the top 20, which is, I mean, that's, you usually wouldn't see that many in that top round go. So be interesting. Anyway,
who is the sneaky that's looking at jumping in? He's like 23 years old or something, isn't he? Or
I didn't see that one, mate.
So good. Keep going. I'll come up. I'll remember. I'll look.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's see how it goes down now after the big trade of Rodgers to the Jets, and the Jets trading away there. First round choice and second round choice to the Packers.
Yeah.
So see how that plays out for him.
It's pretty interesting. The bloke's played. What did he play? 18 seasons with the Packers. He's 812 years old, and it's a big move throwing away some of your drafts for that, but see how it works out for him.
He's going to win. He's going to win a ring. He's going to win him a ring, isn't he?
Apparently.
Don't
mate.
On with the team they've got.
Yeah. Well.
He's 25. The guy I was talking about is 25.
Wow. Okay.
Hendon Hooker is his name.
Good luck.
So he's actually currently out because he tore his ACL. But they're looking at a hype. They're looking at possibly a fifth, number 5.
Yep. Wow.
Well, sorry, first round contention.
Okay. See how that goes.
So that'll be interesting. 25-year-old, he's going to be out when the season starts. He'll still be, he'll only just be coming back from a ACL injury. Yep. So, yeah, will anyone risk it on him?
Don't know, mate. If they, think he's going to be worthwhile, we're talking things like this with some of the other prospects and some of the big names. Would you? Someone that's played a couple of seasons, it's done their knee and might be out for a year, would you, back and to join your club again, re-sign their contract? Probably. But, being that little bit older, and see what happens. Pretty risky being a knee. But, I think 10 o'clock it kicks off tomorrow. I'll get out, do the kids stuff early and sit down and watch a few, I think.
I probably won't see much. I know there is a bloke at work, Nath. He'll be all over it. It's Scaffy bro. He will be glued, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
There won't much scaff getting built tomorrow, I don't think, at the old Vales Point Power Station.
One of the blokes I work with currently on a flight coming home from Perth, a little bit dusty. He'll be also watching it. So, Roy Hari there, mate.
Smash ya.
I hope your team gets a few.
We'll smash ya.
Yeah, that's it. Righto. What else we got? NBA and NHL are in the playoffs, and I know absolutely nothing what's going on. I've followed absolutely zero of it this week. So unless you blokes have got a report, I'm going to move on from there.
Yeah, move on, champ. I've watched nothing.
I watched a couple of highlights, and that was it. Usually I'm all over the highlights, but didn't even see it. So we're going to move on to NRL. You blokes can tell me all about the NRL because I know nothing about it as well.
Well, she's already kicked off for the weekend. This weekend, Cronulla have just absolutely decimated the Cowboys 44-6.
Yeah.
So I had the Sharks by 10. That smashed me.
I thought Cowboys would put up a bit of a fight, but
me too. Well, in saying that, they've been pretty dismal. I did take them last week. I did take the Knights last week to beat them, and that didn't come any good. So anyway,
tell you what, I did watch out of the footy. The Roosters game was unreal. It was
last week.
Game. Yeah.
Anzac Day game.
Anzac Day game. Yeah.
Yep, that was Roosters got away to an early lead. But that first probably 10-ish minutes in the second half, man, Dragons just come storming back.
Yeah.
And they started to look good and went down to a field goal. So 27-26, Roosters got up over the Dragons.
Quality game.
It was a really good game. Actually made another one on the Sunday. Your Tigers.
Yeah.
They did get done 22-16 by Manly, but mate, they had a red hot crack.
They put up a fight.
Where's that been?
Don't know, mate.
They're leading 16-14 for a while there, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Manly were too good though, mate. The cream rises to the top. Not that you could really say cream when you talk about Manly, but anyway, whatever.
Cream on their lattes from the North Shore.
Yeah,
that's it.
The scum rose to the top. Some of the other games, there were some good close games. The Thursday night, the Rabbitohs and the Panthers, 2018. I was spewing over this game. I had the Panthers by 8. With 5 minutes to go, I sat in the lounge. I had one or two dirty waters.
Just a few.
Yeah, and I sort of had a bit of a couple of minute kip. I woke up, there was like 40 seconds to go, and the Panthers were kicking off and they were behind by 2. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yep. It was a freak try that got Souths the lead right at the end there too. I thought, yep, Penrith's got this now, just got to see it out. And Souths went out through the hands, ball away in the tackle there, and next thing you know, Souths are leading them. It's like, what? Where'd that come from?
Spewing.
Go back to sleep, Randall.
Yeah, that's what it was like. I pretty much just got up, turned the telly off, and went to bed. Kicked the dog on the way past. But Saturday night, my poor Knights, got done by the Cowboys 18-16. Another pretty good game, another close game. A lot of errors. Disappointingly, the Knights probably should have won, and they just couldn't find a way to win. Even the last play of the game, it was 12-13. Knights had that one-man advantage. Like, what are you thinking? Why do you go a short ball to a front rower, 8 meters out? You have an overlap of 2-on-3 overlap out to the left if you just bypass that one runner, that let him be a decoy runner.
Yeah.
He was never going to score. There were 2 or 3 blokes standing right in front of him. You just needed to go straight past him and go further. But is what it is. Good to see Ponga got through a game. He didn't get knocked out, and he didn't look terrible. So
he head back to the Delaney after the game. Do we know? Or?
I don't know, mate, because they're playing in Townsville. So
Fair enough.
He would have been somewhere. I'm sure. I'm sure he was getting support in the shitter somewhere from someone. But anyway, all hearsay, all conjecture. Moving on, Titans and Dolphins. Dolphins got up 28-26 over the Titans. Did you watch this one, Davo?
No, I kept the score updates because I backed the Titans. And when I saw what they were up by, I thought, yep, no, they're looking good. And then all of a sudden you just check back, and here come the Dolphins. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, they come home. Sail was raised. They were coming home. Fins up. They were coming home strong. Spewing. Anyway, what do you do?
Yeah.
Other than that, though, that was it for last week. And this week, or tomorrow, I don't know. I'm not going to say it, but it's Knights versus Para. In Para, we don't have to worry about who I tipped.
Para's on,
mate, it's making me feel sick even thinking about it. So we'll just
your Tiger's paying $7 this week, mate.
Yeah,
2-horse race.
Didn't
Panthers?
Yeah. Did Para just sign someone else? I seen today. Was it?
I didn't see anything, mate.
I know Whiten's gone to South. That's caused a big
bit of a stir.
Brouhaha.
Where does he play? Where does he play on that South Sydney team?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought the whole thing was he didn't want to play centers. He wanted to play. He wanted to play in the halves. Like he's not going to play in the halves over Lachlan Ellis and Cody Walker.
No way. And Latrell's at the back, so you're not booting him out of there. So I don't know.
He's probably going to have to play centre.
Yeah. Probably thinks he's got a better chance of a title at Souths than Canberra.
Well, he probably does, but yeah, it depends where he wants to play, I guess. I just thought it was odd. Your big money players, usually through the middle, like in the halves, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was odd. Speaking of the Rabbitohs, they're taking on the Broncos on Friday night. That should be a good game. First versus fifth.
Should be a good game. That was a tough one in the
Broncos.
footy tipping.
Broncos have 2 guys already suspended. I think Payne Haas and someone else were both suspended from up front with the hip drop. And there was someone else, Jordan Ricky, maybe under injury cloud.
And aren't Rugby now chasing Haas as
Another
as well?
One, yeah. If they can throw money, good on them.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, that's it. Why not? Roosters Warriors, I think, is also going to be another pretty tightly fought game. The Warriors are playing good footy this year.
And at home for the Warriors as well.
Yeah. Like they got beat convincingly by Melbourne on Anzac Day. They also had, I think they lost 3 or 4 players to injury and head knocks. So they were down to that one none on the bench sort of thing. So they'll be better for it. I think they've lost their fullback. But yeah. And then finishing the weekend off is going to be probably an absolute bludger of a game. The Dragons and the Bulldogs. No offense, Tavo, but
I've taken the Dragons.
Yeah, me too. I think Dogs had got too many injuries, mate.
Yeah, they put up a bit of a fight last week against Sharks. They were in it for a while, but I think injuries have just shown they're not there to finish off games.
No. Yeah. No, that experience just isn't quite there, is it? So
no, that's fair. Yeah, well, a couple of games of footy to watch over the weekend, that's for sure. Should be good. Get your footy tips in. Well, it's probably too late if you haven't got them in already. By the time you hear this, it'll be Friday. We're running a few days late with the podcast this week. I guess that moves us on to baseball. Let's start with some local league, and then we've got plenty to talk about in MLB. So we touched on the Boomerangs 6 defeated Toronto 4 at Boomerang Field. There was plenty.
And mind you, I will say, Joel Pettigrew, he hit the walk-off home run to win it.
Yep.
It was centre left at Boomerangs, and it was just shy of the medium strip.
Nice. He also had 3 hits on the day.
He didn't miss it.
So he had 3 hits on the day, which is a quality day for him, and he also pitched a bit. So that's always good. The other game was...
And he looks great with his shirt off.
Does look great with his shirt off, mate. He's a pretty avid CrossFitter, and he also hit me up during the week, and he was talking a bit of barbecue. So maybe he's looking to, gain a few kilos on the belly and get a dad bod.
We can sort him out.
Don't know if he listens to the show, but if you do, mate, well played on the weekend.
What kind of barbecues do you want to do?
Mate, he's looking for an outdoor microwave. One of those pellet ones. Yeah, he's looking to get a pellet smoker. So
I thought he'd be pretty good at barbecue. Anyway.
Well, yeah, the line of work he does, he probably is, Randall. Probably is. But we'll move on from there. The other game during the week was Belmont and Phoenix. Belmont come away with 10 runs to 0. Nothing huge to note here. Alexander Wells, 3 innings. Steadman threw 4. And Thomas Carnigan threw 1 innings for Belmont. For Phoenix, there's a few names here that I'm not familiar with. But there was a few different pitchers. Caleb Garvin, Jackson Frame, and Bradley Martin. See a name here that I haven't seen for a few years. Carl Davis up there in first grade, and also Joshua Benello. Good to see you fellas having a game and getting amongst it. Good luck for the rest of the year, fellas.
Bonnie's loving it. He won't be loving playing first grade. He's second grade specialist, he keeps telling me.
Fair enough. No, he goes all right, old Bonnie. Good to see him having a game. And
his young fellow Luca is playing for Phoenix as well, so in the under-12s. So Phoenix and Toronto are teamed up this year. So I'm coaching the Toronto portion of that. So with Hawkeye.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good coaching young Luca. He loves it, mate. He loves his baseball just like his old man did. So it does. And also like his granddad did. So it's awesome to see, mate, those generational, baseballers. It's great.
It is great. Right, so that pretty much rounds out our Newcastle baseball because there was washouts for 3rd and 4th grade. The whole 3rd and 4th grade got washed out. I think there was only one other 5th and 6th grade game played during that time. So I hope we all get on for a game this year and see how that goes. We're going to move on to the more professional side of baseball.
Before we do, mate, just what grade are you playing this week?
4th grade, mate. I couldn't get a run. The 3rd grade pitch is red hot.
Oh, mate. Tell you what. Apparently he's tying everyone up.
Undefeated. Just,
slow and slower.
I think he's thrown 11 innings over 2 games and he's looking fresh.
Smider should be good
catches.
Smider should be good for relief this week, mate. He threw 70 last weekend, so
yeah. Mate, you're
rear-end to go.
Your biggest fan, Davo. I'm not going to mention Big Kev's name, but mate, he's bringing out some names out of the woodwork of people that were telling him how good of a pitcher you were and in your day and blah blah. In his day, mate, his day is now. He is the 3rd grade starter. He is number 1.
Wow.
So
he is at the moment while the other gun is injured.
Mate, You're only as good as your last game, Dover, and look at you go, mate. So,
mate, let's see what happens next time when they see us again. Get used to us. The slow shit only works every so often.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch on the weekend.
It is only third grade, Davo. You'll be sweet, mate.
I can't wait to get there early. Watch you throw, Hudson. I'll be
Mate,
able to come up.
I'm a second baseman.
You'll be
leaving it.
Wow. There's an RP next to his name, I'm pretty sure.
A running.
The poor old ginger ninja can't throw them all.
Fair enough.
He'll break down for sure.
I hope there's a third person there with an RP next to their name, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the bloke in the next box.
Yeah, I hope it's not you, mate. I hope it's not you. Jesus. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we've got, what do we got coming up? Oh, Auckland out of the ABL.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Surprise.
So doing a bit of digging around, and they struggled a bit through before COVID. They were going really well. They had a lot of interest and lots of sponsors and lots of people getting out to the game. Through COVID, obviously they lost all that, and it's hard to get I guess when they played through that COVID year when there was no crowds, it's hard to get people interested in local baseball and I guess sponsors and things like that. And this year they've come out and they've just come out and announced that, yeah, people want their money and they're gone. So they're folded.
Yeah, it is interesting because they had a pretty successful year last year.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
It's disappointing that they're out. Like, yeah, they could have been a pretty strong club.
Yeah. And they were, and they had some good young kids, I guess, too, last year, which that's what the ABL's for, is to get these kids shown and get them the experience up against some guys that, you know, have played at the big level or go on and play at the big level. We've had, I think they've had 49 people out of the ABL that have played in the big leagues, which is, you know, outstanding for Australian baseball.
Fair effort for a small league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Auckland are out. I don't know if we'll get a new team locally or not, or whether that'll be it.
Could it be an Asian affiliation again, a bit like Geelong Korea?
That would be pretty cool. It'd be cool to get a Japanese team.
It'd be good to see a team like that maybe go to New Zealand. If they're going to be traveling anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get one of those teams to go over there and promote the brand over there.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty hard coming from a failed sort of business sense to pick it back up. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Another one, I guess local being in Sydney baseball. Travis Bazzana is a top 5 prospect in 2024. So he won't go to the draft obviously next year, but go the year after. That is massive, I guess, for Australian baseball, but what an opportunity he's got. He's absolutely crushing it where he is, but yeah, massive for Aussie baseball, and yeah, good luck to Travis.
Yeah, good. It's awesome to hear, isn't it? Like we have a lot of Aussie kids over there playing college ball and all that sort of stuff, especially in Div 1.
Yep.
Yeah, to be hearing, you know, an Aussie kid getting his name thrown around in top 5, mate, that's unreal.
Yep. And, you know, lots of things can happen.
Good college too.
Yeah, good college. Adley's college, was it?
Sure was.
Wow.
Yeah. No, he's doing great, and a really lovely kid too.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, you I don't think I've got a image for you. I might have. Give me 1 second. You know, I didn't have those things with me tonight. I was a little bit run behind, you know, but let's you can talk about this one. Zach
Gallen, up to 28 consecutive scoreless innings, and quietly doing it too. So the Diamondbacks are showing they've been a bit of a force so far the start of this year, and Gallen's leading the way for them. And this day and age, 28 consecutive scoreless innings, that's a fair effort. It's only halfway through to Oral's record, but I think Oral went past 56.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hitting streaks. But anyway, but 28 scoreless innings, it's a good effort. No wonder why the Diamondbacks are in. I think they're still in first, aren't they?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So he's pitching well.
How many of his rookie cards have you got?
How many what?
Of his rookie cards have you got? I know I've got a shit ton.
I don't know if I can't. I'd have to go back through them because he wasn't one of those highly prized sort of rookies that came through. So
actually,
so there were a lot of them popping out all the time.
I think I've got about 1 million of them.
Mm.
I know Screwball Collectibles has got a whole cupboard full of shit that we haven't been through yet. That'll
plenty of time.
Be a bit of a carton job, I think, to go through that. So
might as well get some more.
Yeah. What else have we got here? We've touched on the Rogers. What about this one? Can't do anything right here tonight. It's not even coming up, is it?
Thursday, mate. You were screwed up your days. You're done.
And then I'm just throwing my head on here. What is going on here? The home runs. So the home run leaders, Max Muncy, is absolutely crushing. I know series against the Giants, he just absolutely demoralized the Giants. Just tore into pieces. Pete Alonso with 10. Patrick Wisdom with 9. Devers with 9. He's crushing too, Davo. And Rowdy Therese with 8. So,
but Muncy couldn't do it last year when I had him in the fantasy league, but now he's doing it. But yeah, some surprises up there, like Rowdy up there. So
yeah, definitely good to see.
Devers, that was good, mate. The other day, that number 9, I guess it was. He got the first Utah Street home run for the year.
Didn't miss it.
Oh no, he didn't.
Cass has hit a decent bomb, and then he's come up later and just demolished it. Cameras couldn't even keep up with it. Don't know what the exit velo was, but it got out in a hurry.
Yeah, he was hard and it was flat and it was out onto Utah Street.
Yeah.
Nice. So the Giants, they're up to 99 balls hit into the cove there. So no. So I'm waiting for number 100, and there's been plenty of people getting into the water. There was I'd say, let's call them elderly citizens in a rowboat there the other day, and the commentators were absolutely loving it, giving them a fair bit of stick. I reckon the two old lovers at the front were in their 80s on this massive old rowboat. If one ball come out there, just would have knocked them out. They would have had no chance at all. But getting out there for their daily row, looking for a home run ball, good on them. Hopefully,
the water would still be a bit fresh over there at the moment.
Oh, it'd be freezing. No gloves on and hoodies and beanies on. So it was always good. Always good to see. And what about this one, fellas?
Oh,
you see this?
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. It's about time they signed him.
Quality.
Good to see the Pirates spend some money.
Yeah, and they're going well too. They're going real well. So 106 million over the 8 years, a good little payday for him, and rightly so. Good to see they're looking after their players.
Best start Pirates have had in 40 years, I think they were saying, like 42 years.
Yeah.
So hope they can keep it going.
Yeah. It's pretty good, isn't it? Like I'm just looking at the stats now. Yeah, 680. So 17 and 8.
Yeah.
Like,
massive.
But in saying that, the Braves are the same though.
Yeah.
The Braves are also the same, 17 and 8. And the only team that's better than them is Tampa Bay, 20 and 5. Mind you, just show that the Orioles are 16 and 8. So, you know.
I still look at, the division. Boston was, right down the bottom with a 500 percentage.
We're 520. 520 and we're coming last.
Yeah, like
in the Central, you're second. In the West, you're third.
Yeah.
And yet a 520, like
that's
pretty
last.
good for them.
Yeah.
And dead last, and a bucket load of games behind first.
Yeah.
7.5.
Yeah.
Seven games.
It's crazy, isn't it? But that interleague games, that's going to happen. It's good to see. Good to see. About Shoei, they're saying that he could be traded and will definitely leave the Angels if they fall out of playoff contention this year. Is that a play with the Angels trying to save it? Maybe get a few dollars or get maybe a couple of decent plays for him, or what's going on here? Any ideas?
I think they are just throwing the line in the water just to see what they can get, because why not? Look at it as a club. You're probably not going to re-sign him because he's going to go for like 500 mil or whatever. Yeah. So if you're falling out of contention, why not see what you can get for him? If you can bring in 3 or 4 top level prospects that are going to help you for the next 10 years, might be worth exploring. It sucks for Mike Trout, and looks like another year possibly of sort of failing, and then trade away your best player for prospects that aren't going to help you straight away.
Yeah.
Or some might. I suppose the game is changing these days. Your top prospects are maturing and getting a go a lot faster than what they have done in previous years. So it'll be interesting to watch, I reckon.
Will be indeed.
And just see how they go, because I know you've said you've backed them. I know Sandoval pitched a bit better today, but they're still very hot and cold.
Yeah, they've been pretty rubbish, that's for sure.
And they're only playing the A's.
The Giants haven't been much better, mate. I'm a bit off them this year already. It's a few different things.
They won today.
Yeah, they've won the last couple. So
yeah, they beat the Cards today.
Yeah, they beat the Cards last 2 days. One was a 10th inning job. So, 9th inning walk off.
Yeah, walk off.
So that was good.
Did a bit
run out of water, Randall. Oh, jeez. We're holding him on
to go relieve some water. Oh, he just went for a quickie. That's how long he lasts.
With foreplay.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. What about, do you guys see any of Trevor Bauer in Japan through his first game there last week, 4 innings? I think the umpire gave him a bit up and in, and he just lived there with his fastball first pitch. But it was pretty cool to see him, I guess.
Sorry, I just read that comment. It was good to see him. It's good to see him throw the sword in there after the strikeout. I
just want to share my screen, Randall. Randall had to go and back one out, everybody. For those listening at home that can't see us, Randall was in a bit of a sweat and
dropped the kids off in the pool.
Oh, that's gold. I'm going to turn that private chat off that we've got on the side because I fucking lost it. Anyway, there's probably no one listening at this stage. We're an hour and 20 in, so
yeah.
But if you need to go, just don't worry about putting your hand up or anything. Just go, all right. Yeah, no, he threw 4 innings, threw well. His fastball, he was sort of up and in, and they had no idea. And his slide piece, and it was pretty good to see. The fans loved him over there, and he's got a fair backing already, which is pretty cool to see. Apart from the shit that happened off the field, on the field, he's a really good competitor. So we'll see what happens.
Hope he does well.
I love following his social media, and his YouTube especially is good value. He's just out in the community in Japan, and he didn't have a glove and hadn't got a glove sponsor in Japan yet, so went to like the local sporting goods to pick himself up a glove and cleats and all sorts. So that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
he's throwing well.
Dude's a multi-millionaire and just going to go down to Dick's Sporting Goods and
and that's what he did. And that's what he did. So, hey, the last one I got for you is Garcia with the 3 home runs, 2 doubles game. That was just an absolute gem of game. I think he ended up getting the player of the week. He ended up hitting like 400 for the week, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, I'm pretty sure. It's just, he just absolutely crushed it. So,
it's one of those games where you're seeing everything as big as a beach ball, and no matter what they throw, you're hitting well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find every gap, every ball back spins over the fence. You just
never had that day as a hitter, Tavo.
Sorry, mate.
I've never had that day as a hitter, mate.
Me either.
I didn't know whether he said beach balls or marbles.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he just had that week, mate, and it's pretty cool to see. About you guys, is there anything else during the week that you guys got excited about in baseball?
I love seeing the fan heckle Tatis today. Well, I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
Yeah,
bagging him out about being the steroid user and all that. So Tatis took it well. He had a little dance to the guys singing, but I'm sure he's going to cop a lot more. Yeah, he's going to cop a lot more.
He has to take it. He has to take it. He fucked it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the Astros. Astros still cop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garbage
can. A lot of those guys are no longer even there. So you know what I mean? Like, and they still take it.
Yep.
Good. They get it. Unlucky. But for me, it was as we spoke about in the tidbits. It was that Drew Maggie with his getting his debut.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get a few more at bats. I'm sure that they'll need a third baseman to come in. Someone will have an off day. Who's their normal third baseman? Brian Hayes.
Yep.
So he'll have an off day sooner or later, and he'll get a start. Hopefully, it's at home in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Mate,
that's what I enjoyed.
Your Orioles, mate, I think they had 3 or 4 walk-off wins in the last sort of 10 days since we've last been on the podcast. They've been on fire. I think they're in second now, aren't they?
They are, mate. They're
16-8.
Tampa Bay have run away with it, as we all know, 20-5. The Orioles are only 3.5 games behind them.
Yep.
They did get a little bit of similar to Tampa Bay. They got a little bit of a good run there where they got the Nationals and the Tigers and stuff like that. But as we talked about, you still got to win those games.
Yeah, and everyone's going to get them.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, they just played Boston. Boston aren't at their best at the moment. They're a strong club, but no offense, Davo, but they're like the Orioles, mate. They're either gonna, they'll be everything or bust.
They're a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
That's it, and we saw that in that series,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're moving on to they're back to Detroit. Actually, they got
Detroit.
A few games against Detroit, but they got the Blue Jays of Detroit and then Boston again. No, sorry, Detroit, Kansas City, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, the Pirates. So they're still until mid-May before they face the Blue Jays or the Yankees again. So you never know. Like, they've still got no bullpen. Their bullpen's all injured. All the guys that have been good for them previously in the bullpen, besides Felix Bautista. Who knows? They're just a young team that are just going out there and hitting the ball.
It worked for them last year. The young team, they progressed again.
And running. They're getting on base. Jorge Mateo has been ridiculous for him. I think he's got a leg injury at the moment, but he's missed 3 of the last 5 games or something like that, and he's still got 9 stolen bases.
Yeah, weren't they 10 for 10 in stolen bases against the Red Sox early or something? I think
something like that. Yeah, they're just
brutal.
Adley's coming up trumps for him. Keeps getting those hits.
Even
With
McCann's
that-
coming up with some hits for you.
That's it, McCann as well. That game 2 days ago, Davo. Boston were up 8-1.
Yeah,
I think
8-1.
8-1 going to the bottom of the ninth. Boston ended up having to get Jansen up to throw to come in the ninth because it ended up 8-6. I think.
Yep.
A lead off.
Mullins hit a grand slam.
A lead off home run, I think, to Gunnar Henderson. I think.
Yep.
And then loaded the bases.
I had him on the bench for my fantasy league, but
beautiful. And then they loaded the bases, and then Mullins hit a grand slam.
It was a
all
rocket
with one out, and then it's like, whoa, we actually need to get our closer in. It should have been an off day for him.
Yeah.
So they don't give up. It's good to see. I'm loving it.
At least Jansen's still perfect.
My
he's
word.
been one bright point for the Red Sox anyway.
Devers is playing good ball. Justin Turner is playing pretty well too.
The other guys have just been too hot and cold.
Yeah.
Cass he's hit or miss. Duran, they're young guys, so it's disappointing.
Duran's got some speed, doesn't he? Oof.
Oh yeah.
Some of those plays he made in the outfield.
Like Sale's been disappointing. He didn't have a strikeout the other day, so who knows what's going to happen with him. Kluber surprised us getting that. Hook or whatever, however you know.
Yeah.
He's been pitching pretty well, but just everything's just so inconsistent. And that's you can't win. If you're so inconsistent.
No, that's right. What about your Giants, Hutto? You've been loving them or what? Like they're
mate, I've been watching. They've had a couple of good games against the Lewis last couple of days. Shame I didn't mention that to Ninja earlier. They're only 2 games behind. They're 11 and 13, 458. I think they've got another game against St. Louis, but then they go to that Mexico City. It is Mexico City, isn't it? They're going to against San Diego this weekend, so that'll be pretty cool to watch. I'm not overly fussed, mate. Some of the pitches have been well. Webb got his first win the other day.
Did you who threw Alex Cobb? Didn't he just throw a complete game shutout? Or
Cobb threw really well, so that was good. Mitch Henniger's back in now, so from his back injury or whatever he had, I can't remember. But also Austin Slater's in, which bolsters the team a fair bit, and I think they're on a 5-game streak or something now. The Giants, so
mate pitched all right today, except to Goldschmidt. So
Goldie.
Yeah, Goldie loved him.
He's finally got me some points in my fantasy team. A couple of bombs.
He looked like he was throwing pretty well. The whatever his name was.
The Shields? No.
I can't pronounce his name.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, but some of the older guys, obviously, Crawford, he's just hanging in there, doing his thing. So, but anyway, he's hit about 5 bombs. JD Davis has hit 5 bombs, I think. So, but
nice.
Estrada's hitting well. There's not much else to say, mate. Yeah, Alex Cobb, Logan Webb, and DeSclafani.
That's it.
Yeah, they've all been throwing pretty well. So, see how it goes. See what happens. I'm bit annoyed I'm not over there for Kentucky Derby Day, mate. You should see the hats that they're getting the first 20,000. Actually, let's see if I can share my screen. We've been here for a million hours, so want to get us off here. But have a look at these bad boys. Have a look at these.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Oh, one of them. Yeah, Kentucky Derby hat. Bring it on. So I think it was the first 20,000 people were getting one of them.
I did see the old Orioles actually have just finally got themselves a City Connect jersey.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's basically just a Ravens replica, so it's purple, full purple.
Oh, right,
So I'll be purchasing one of them, I'd say.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Righto, fellas, let's leave it there. It's been an hour and a half. If anybody's still, or you had to go for a crap rant, so you missed out on it. Good 10 minutes of it.
Well, I wouldn't have taken that long, I tell you.
If anyone's still listening, make sure you subscribe and like and share with a mate and tell everybody about the show. But I'm pretty sure you're all probably tuned out by now.
If you haven't, who cares? We still enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it. We're here for us, not you out there. That's for sure. All right. Thanks again, fellas. Take care. Have a good week, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Catch you later.